this is the only way I can explain it, that he has been rode hard and put out wet, right? So I don't know if I ever said that saying to you before.
Rode hard and put out wet.
Yeah, that's something I actually Hey everyone, and welcome to Why Are You Still Here? The show where we talk about, whatever we want. And there's some clues. There's some clues on what we could possibly be talking about. It's not what's written behind me, that's coming later. But maybe we're talking about that 1 minute and 16-second Halloween trailer, eh? Eh? Eh?
Yes, ma'am.
So it came out on a Wednesday, right? And we
Just our
recorded
luck.
the show on Tuesday. Actually, it came out Tuesday night. We could have done it. It would have been super difficult. But there was a leak and it ended up coming out. And it was supposed to come out Wednesday, but whatever. And then we decided, hey, we're going to do it Friday. But then this guy texts me and, tells me about this horrible day at work. And so I was like, I'm not bringing it up. I was ready to do it, but I'm not bringing it up. So
No.
So I was like, okay, that's fine. We can wait. So yeah, we could start off with your initial thoughts about it. Just your initial thoughts. Like, you first watched it, you don't know anything else except what's on the screen there. And what did you think?
Didn't look terrible. I had a few questions. Really, I mean, the synopsis in mass detail for this movie is in the description of the video, like the entire time.
You know what's funny about that?
And when it was posted,
that description was only on one video that was uploaded. You happened to watch the only one
I
that
saw
did.
it, and it was like
Yeah.
huge. Because I actually do read descriptions for videos, so
interesting.
I did watch it first, but then I checked the description. I wondered why the POV was a little bit lower, and the hand on the door is the left hand.
Did you notice that though?
It should be burned, right?
It should be missing two fingers. But did you actually notice that on your first viewing?
Subsequently,
I want to know your initial thoughts, because what I'm going to do is that
like
we'll talk about like actually everything we do know about this trailer, but just your first thoughts. Like, even I watching it, I usually pay, relatively close attention. I watched it, I think, twice back to back. Jake, shout out to Jake. He sent it to me as soon as it released. And I did not notice the hand at first. And I did not notice the ring on the finger at first either. And it didn't seem strange to me. Like, the breathing didn't sound strange to me at first. It was just like, whatever. I didn't notice that he was shorter personally. But then when I, started watching videos about what was going on, and of course I had heard about this Corey character. I purposely did not tell you about it. Because I was like, it's probably just one of those rumors that's going to turn out not to be true at all. But yeah, I did not notice those things at first.
I did notice the shortness because I texted you right away after I watched it. Like, I watched it one time and texted you, and I thought the POV was
you were like,
smaller.
Is Laurie wearing the mask? Which, explain that to me. What made you think that?
Just because it was shorter, and I would think that would look cool, I guess.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Laurie was just my very first thought. Maybe he was unmasked and she was gonna go put it on and go stab the fuck out of him. I don't know.
How was she gonna come in contact with herself?
What do you mean?
Like she's wearing the mask. She walks up the stairs and walks into the room that she's standing in herself.
No, I thought it was just maybe they put two shots together. You know, trailers can move things
Yes,
around.
but it didn't cut. Like there was no
Okay.
cut in there. It was just straight on through. And it probably will be a shot like that in the movie where it just, it just is a one take. Which, David Gordon Green, obviously that started with John Carpenter, and then David Gordon Green kind of continued with that. But other things in the trailer might be cut that way. And yes, you are correct. They do love doing that kind of thing. But with that one shot, not so much. So you sent me that and I was like, that's interesting. I'm going to ignore it, but I'm going to tell you about this Corey guy. Yeah. So your initial thoughts, obviously it's a really quick trailer that you see a whole lot of stuff in, very quick snippets of a whole lot of things. You were like, looks good.
Looks fine.
And then
looks like more of it looks like more of the same trilogy, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looked my thoughts exactly. It looked
I think
like
the garbage disposal thing was maybe a little over the top, but
what?
Still cool.
Interesting. I thought that was awesome.
I kind of laughed it off, but I do think it's awesome.
It was a callback to, I mean, this says W2O, obviously. Weish 2O. But yeah, it's a callback to H2O where that almost happened on screen and didn't, and Jamie Lee Curtis was really upset about that.
Yeah. And she goes, I really just want to chop it off. I thought it would be great if we just chop your hand off and it's mangled and bloody and gross and just put you through the ringer. But Steve thought it would be more suspenseful if we didn't do that and we just withhold it and just use that as a suspense moment. And then you turn and, we see Michael. But she's like, but I really wanted to chop your hand off.
So I'm sure that was like one of her sticking points for this movie was like, this is my last one. I swear to God, somebody's hand is going to get mangled in this movie. So I thought that was very cool. Like he grabs her hand and makes her turn it on before he shoves it down into there. And to be
I don't
clear,
like how they showed the part where she hits him and then like escapes.
Oh, I
want
see.
The hand to be fucking mangled.
And it still might be, who knows. Yeah, she does one of those and hits him in the head with her head and overtakes him and then stabs him in the hand. And yeah, so I was like 100% this is cool trailer. I tend to get chills with these trailers. I got chills with H18, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I got chills with the Halloween Kills trailer. I did not get chills with this one. So that usually is, maybe that's a little bit telling. I don't know. Maybe
I don't ever get chills with, you mean like emotional chills, like nostalgia?
Yeah, you
chills?
Just get chills.
I love it. I've got chills.
If I hear, we've talked about this before, I think during the music episode, you hear a song that affects you emotionally, or you see something that affects you emotionally, and these trailers usually affect me emotionally, so I do get chills. Like the music and the visuals and Michael Myers being a badass. Like I love this series so much that's how it affects me. But this trailer didn't do that to me. It might have been because it was shorter. I don't know. And then, Hawkins is in there. It's great to see Hawkins, of course. And then there's other characters that we are unfamiliar with in there than Allison. And then I was like, okay, lovely. And then I started watching a few of the videos I normally watch. And these are people, Cody Leach, Dave McRae, Jimmy Champagne. That was the last ditch effort, I swear to you. Because he really does annoy me so much.
I hate to say this, and I don't mean to comment on like YouTubers' physical appearances, but if you look at Jimmy Champagne from a few years ago till now, it looks like he's been popping bottles of champagne because he's bloated out into like,
damn.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if I can keep that in here, but that's funny. Yes, I know something's happening there. It's like
it's YouTube money.
He's been,
I mean, even Cody Leach too. If you look at it from the beginning till now, like his lower bulbous has gotten
I know. Yeah, I saw one of his older videos recently.
It's that
and
YouTuber money, dude. Once they quit their jobs and they just do YouTube, they all get fat.
Yeah, agreed.
What's my little chef got for me tonight?
Your favorite.
Fried stuff with cheese.
Whatever. But yeah, there's an elephant in the room with this trailer though, right?
Yeah.
So very obviously, you mentioned it, Michael Myers, at least what we think is Michael Myers initially, he is shorter.
So like I said, okay, maybe the breathing I didn't even notice until somebody else said something.
Either.
The
Correct.
hand, yeah, somebody did say something, and when you look, it's a very clean hand.
100%.
Once you do see it,
It's
but
like an
the height,
obvious shot.
But the height, dude, I noticed that immediately. Like next to the door frame, like I know how tall I am compared to a door, right? That was more in line to where I would be compared to Michael, which would be huge. And anytime Michael is filmed, generally he's so massive that it's almost at that like daunting angle. You know what I mean? So this is almost eye level. So it just, I don't know, something
which
was
makes
wrong
sense because David Gordon Green is a short guy.
Okay.
He's probably about your height, maybe a little bit shorter, and James Jude Courtney is 6'3", right? So he would have no choice if he is behind the camera to angle it upwards, I guess, right? So yeah, this one is very much the same height as Laurie. You can sort of compare their heights as soon as he opens that door. And they very obviously put the hand out there for you to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I picked up on that right away, but I didn't. And something that I did end up picking up on before everybody else, but I didn't get credit for it, and then everybody started to talk about it, is that there is a point in the trailer where you see what seems to be Michael Myers stabbing like a pillow. That's the only thing that I can explain it as, because he has like this girl up against the wall, but then he stabs and then something sprays and it looks like feathers sprays. But when his hand comes up to stab it, he has a ring on his pinky finger. And it's like,
I didn't see this one.
That's not good. And that my eye caught that one because of the reflection of it. And so I went back and watched in slow motion and I was like, I don't like that. And then guess who else has a ring on their pinky finger? Corey Cunningham, the guy in the trailer that is walking down in the sewers that gets grabbed by Michael. Okay, so this makes me a little bit nervous. This was a leak that came out a few weeks ago, but there is no proof behind it. But it seems like there might be a bit of copycatting in this movie, and I don't know to what extent. But you know, you mentioned the synopsis before. In the synopsis, it mentions that he kills somebody he's babysitting, right? So it's like, is that on purpose? Is it not on purpose? Did Michael kill his, you know, there's a babysitter and babysitty, I guess, whatever. Did Michael kill the kid? And he's like, no, trust me, I did not do it. I promise. And then he goes looking for Michael to prove his innocence, you know, and becomes a cave dweller, which was the working title of this movie, Cave Dweller, right?
Wait, like that was just what they called it while working on it. It wasn't going to be called Halloween Cave Dweller.
No.
Oh,
it was just the working title.
Okay.
Like Halloween Kills working title was Mob Rules.
Well, this is 4 years later, right?
And H18 was Uncle Orange. What was your question? I'm sorry.
This is 4 years later, right?
Yeah, yes.
So maybe Michael was the cave dweller, not Corey.
Right. They both could be. If he's looking for him,
I always think of
Michael's cave dwelling.
Yeah, Michael is the cave dweller with the guy who nursed him back to life when he's floating down the river.
I know, it's weird.
Okay, so with this whole plot, I was thinking about the older Halloween movies. I know they're not canon anymore, but whatever. Shut up. So I'm thinking of Halloween.
They make hints at them and stuff.
So I'm thinking of Halloween 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how much I love the ending of that movie and how much they didn't do anything with that in Halloween 5.
I think I know where you're going with this and I don't like it, but continue.
If they do it right, this could be fine.
You're talking about the possession
character. No,
that Michael is possessing. Oh, because that's the end of H4. He possesses Jamie. Michael dies and his spirit goes into Jamie.
I'm not saying to take the whole idea, but to take some liberties, to have just a different killer. It would just be interesting.
Interesting. Okay. That was the original plan for H2O. I don't know if you know.
No, I did not know that.
It was going to be called Halloween 2 Faces of Evil. And it was going to take inspiration from Silence of the Lambs. And there was going to be a copycat killer that was doing all the killing in the movie. And then they had to go talk to Michael.
Say something, Michael.
If this Corey character is obsessed with Michael, like some people would think, and then is trying to become something like that, I don't know. It's a little goofy, but it could work. I mean, we got to get something to wash the taste of Halloween Kills out of my mouth, man.
Stop, look, and listen. It's Halloween.
And I just don't want, maybe I'm just being hopeful because I don't want the whole series to be a dud because I really love Halloween at 18. You know, and I want it to be like a Rise of Skywalker situation where they save most of it, you know what I mean? And it's still entertaining, still with its issues. Yeah, that's just kind of what I'm hoping for at this point. Is that too much to ask for?
I just want better than Rise of Skywalker, hopefully. Hopefully they ended on a high note, you know. More Return of the Jedi is what I'm looking for. Not perfect.
What I'm thinking might happen then, I think Laurie might kill Michael, might knock his head off with a shovel or something. Who knows?
I don't know. It's obviously we don't know anything yet. They purposely put a lot of clues in the trailer that they certainly knew that people were going to notice eventually, you know. And the original leak was that Corey is a copycat killer. Like it said, his entire name, Corey Cunningham. He's obsessed with Michael. It's based a little bit off of the movie Christine, which is a Stephen King adaptation that John Carpenter directed. And, you know, in that movie, there is a guy named Arnie Cunningham who becomes obsessed with the car and wants to be the car. And so David Gordon Green, like a year ago, did an interview where he said that he went to John Carpenter, showed him the script and says, "Is this too Christine?" And nobody knew exactly what that meant, but that might be what it means now, right? Especially with that last name. So this guy wants to be Michael, right? He's going to dress like Michael.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I'm okay with them experimenting, you know, a little bit. I just don't want them to go too off the rails with it. And I fear that this might be too off the rails. Again, in that first leak, they mentioned that Michael dies in the first like 5 to 10 minutes of the movie, and then it's just Corey for the rest of it.
No. I want it to be in tandem until the fucking end of the movie, till the third act.
It's a little worrisome that the only times you see real Michael in this trailer is with a fight in the kitchen with Laurie, and
because they make a point to show the hand,
and twice, he's obviously taller as well. Where she goes, "Come and get me, motherfucker!"
Yeah. He's behind her.
Much taller. So let's say, playing devil's advocate, that I am 100% okay with a copycat. How does he get Michael's mask? Now, you might say, how do you know that's Michael's mask? Because it is. It's in that very first shot, it's hard to tell because it's in shadows, but in the shot where he's stabbing the pillow, it's got the burns, it's got the baldness on that side. It is 100% Michael's actual mask.
So do you think for some
it's not
portion
Michael
of this
wearing
movie,
it.
Michael will be maskless, hunting down Lori, completely disfigured from the
Probably.
burns?
Maybe, but what's probably more probable is he's hunting down Corey to get his damn mask back. And that Corey is screwing with Lori, and that's what's going to bring Michael and Lori together again, because he doesn't care about her. They keep on trying to make this happen, and Halloween Kills like makes a whole big point of Hawkins saying like, Lori, he never cared about you.
He's after me.
No, he's not.
Frank!
He's not. It was the doctor that took him to your house tonight. It wasn't Michael. It's not about you.
You know, and that changes her forever from that point. But it's like hardcore fans, you know, this guy knew that from H18. We knew that he wasn't looking for her. It was Sartain putting him within distance of Lori that even made him go after her in the first place. And the fact that Lori kept on throwing herself into his way, you know, like he's like, bitch, I don't know who you are, you know, like leave me alone.
It's not like you're my sister or anything. I already killed her.
Exactly. So, you know, that was just one night in 1978. He has no reason to remember her at all. So that is one theory on why she might be wearing her like clothes from 1978, because it's obvious she's trying to replicate that look, unless that wasn't done on purpose. But I would say it was. You know, it's the blue shirt, that iconic blue shirt from that movie, and she's wearing exactly that. Her hair is being worn different, and so whatever. But she's also writing a book, she's writing her memoirs, and so who knows how this all ties in. This is all just guesses, obviously. Nobody knows for sure. I do know that there was test screenings, and it was put out there that there was 2 versions shown to people, and with different endings, and one version apparently had like 10 minutes of Michael in it. This is just, you know, just rumors. And the other version had like 40 minutes of Michael in it. So it was like, you know, the one with 40 minutes of him was the preferred version of the 2. People despise the other version, supposedly. Okay. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But that's just so funky to me. 2 different versions and test screenings also, you know, like they couldn't decide what to do with it.
Like I said, maybe they're trying to set it up for a sequel trilogy. That seems to be the
Then do it with Michael, okay? Don't do it with Corey. Yeah, it's I don't know. We'll find out soon enough, I suppose. There was one last thing I wanted to mention, and it came to me. So Lori is writing her memoirs. She's living with Allison. That's something that's going on. This Corey might actually be Allison's boyfriend now. That's something that's only just guessed. Maybe he gets the mask by, you know, overtaking Michael in the sewers. But why would this little, you know, kid, you know, I say little kid, obviously, jokingly, he's like a teenage kid. How could he overtake the pure, you know, monstrosity of Michael Myers? So in conclusion, and I want to hear your points on this as well, what do you think has to possibly happen that will allow Lori to move on with her life for 4 years after her daughter gets killed? And she's going to let the murderer just be out there alive? You know, she's leaving that hospital in the extended cut of Halloween Kills with a knife in her hand, right? And that was going to be the last shot of the movie. It was in all the trailers. So it's like, because originally Halloween Ends was going to take place on the same night, and they were just going to, you know, probably end up killing each other over this.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, they ended up changing it though because of COVID and they had more time and stuff. And it's not even Halloween anymore. And Halloween Kills, it's not even really Halloween anymore. Once it passes midnight, it's like it's November 1st, right?
I mean, it's the same thing as Halloween too.
Correct. You are correct. And that's the only other time in the series I think that's ever happened. Maybe Halloween 4 at the very end there. But yeah, so that's what ultimately worries me. And that's why I bring it up, is that Laurie is so like, you know, even after hearing that Michael never cared about her from Hawkins, she still is like, I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you, Michael.
You know, obviously she knows that Karen is dead and she's going to get her revenge for that. And then, you know, Halloween ends, she's just like, oh, I'm, you know, just living my life, writing my memoirs, and Michael's still alive out there somewhere, but I don't care. So does she kill him in the very first scene of Halloween Ends? Is the very first scene that kitchen scene?
I'm going to be very upset if that's the case, because barring that aside, if you flip the script and you're insinuating that we're going with option A, the shit cut that everybody hated, versus option B, I'm going to be honest with you, man. The more we talked about this today, because I watched the trailer like 4 or 5 times. I watched a few people talk about it. I'm not as big of a Halloween fan as you are. Yeah, it's obvious.
You know what's funny though? I've only watched it 3 times.
Really?
You watch it more than me.
I've definitely watched it. I'm very excited for it, because once I did see that, like the long description of it, I started putting oh God, I'm doing the same fucking thing as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I'm putting things in my head that don't exist from the trailer. But I mean, if they do it right, man, I think it could be an entertaining movie. I really think it could be.
I guess we'll see. Right.
I do like the angle of some fucked up kid who killed another kid while babysitting. It's so different. It's welcome.
I have a very bad feeling about this.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess. And on the trying to be maybe optimistic here, maybe it's not Michael that dies in the first 10 minutes of this movie. What if it's Corey that dies in the first 10 minutes, dressed as Michael? Laurie thinks that she actually killed him, and then she moves on with her life thinking he's dead, but there's problems with that, right? There's like, you know, dental records and hey, this is a freaking kid. It's not a 65-year-old man, you know?
He's always worn a mask. How do we know it's not him? How do we know?
So I don't know.
That's a really good point, actually.
They could hide it from Laurie, you know, like everybody knows he's still out there, but Laurie. That could be an interesting angle. So they're like, it's for her own good. She can move on with her life. He's never coming back, right? So let's just let her believe that this was Michael Myers she killed.
Listen to me, Laurie.
My name is Michelle.
Michael Myers is fucking dead. D-E-A-D.
But who knows? One day Laurie's like, hey, Allison, where's Corey been? She has to keep it to herself that Grandma, she murdered.
I know we weren't supposed to talk about it. You pushed it out of your memory, but 4 years ago, well, you killed him.
Yeah, it's a what? There's like one of those shots that's like, you know, a Hitchcock shot with the background like you know. Anyway, whatever. Say whatever. But yes, thank you for joining us, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. As always.
Let us know down below. Did you see the trailer? Do you care about it? If you did see it, what'd you think? Do you believe any of these leaks? At the end of the day, maybe none of this is true.
I'm staying optimistic.
Yes. That's all you really can do. And if the movie's funky, then it's funky. And if it's not good, then it's not good. Correct. It is what it is. It's still another Halloween movie, and
we're still gonna get it on 4K, guys. We're still gonna show it off.
Oh God, yes. And in 5 years' time, they'll reboot the series and do something else anyway. So, you know, it's never stays dead for that long. The Halloween series is like Michael Myers. It can never die. So yeah, that's it. See everybody next time. All right.
Bye,
I wish I had a
everybody.
catchphrase.
Yes. Bye, everybody.